All right, so this is the donor build. This is an RB1 Crawlerworks chassis. This is on some Gladiator links, so it's a little bit longer. It has an extended wheelbase, but this has probably been my favorite build of all time in the 24 game. It's 4-wheel steer. It really is capable. Only reason I'm changing it up is because this is made out of some 3D printed material, and it's kind of bending where the battery tray is, and the body mounts, sometimes they don't stick on as well. So we'll get this disassembled, and then we will get this new chassis put together. So here's what's included in the kit. So here we have some braces, like a faux interior. I don't know what these are yet, but I'm pretty sure they're to brace the chassis. Here's the actual kind of exoskeleton of the chassis. Here we have the panels and the hardware for the panels. Here included was like an LED bar, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna mount that with the hardware. Then we have a battery tie down, some 3M and adhesive tape. I'm assuming that's for the ESC. Oh, it's Velcro. Velcro. And then a small piece of Velcro, and then we have more hardware and another brace. And included with the kit, there is an instruction sheet, which should be pretty helpful when assembling everything. So I'm definitely going to reference this when everything goes together. All right, so it's been about, I'd say about 20 minutes, and everything is completely assembled for the cage. I still have the Velcro and all of this over here, but I'm going to use that when I introduce electronics and everything. But overall, this is super easy. Instructions are pretty clearly laid out. I used my Wera 1.3 hex, got the job done. If you're interested, the link will be in the description, along with the chassis. But yeah, no problems whatsoever. And you get a bunch of extra hardware, which is always good to keep on hand. You never know when you might need it. And so now we are going to remove the old chassis from I guess everything else on the truck. Hopefully I don't have to really mess with the skid plate, because I hate messing with the links, but I'm pretty sure I have to. So there's a little comparison. So it's less of a footprint, and I'll be able to access the battery back here a little bit easier. So that'll be great. All right, so here is the Gladiator chassis without the RB1 3D printed chassis. It was kind of challenging it off. I had to screw the wood strip, but I was able to get it out. And here is the completed Injora chassis. So when you compare them side to side, the RB1 is a little bit longer, has a little bit more of a footprint, and it's a little bit heavier because of the 3D printed material. So I'm pretty excited to use this Injora one. It will be a little bit lighter, more compact, and it'll be better battery access and ESC access. So that's going to be great. So now the hard part's kind of over. Now we just got to put everything back together. Alrighty, so it's the next day, and here is the Injora Nylon chassis rock buggy build, completely assembled on some Gladiator links. So it looks kind of funny. It looks like it's from like Mad Max, where like the chassis is like made up of a bunch of different vehicles, which this really is. So it kind of is, but I'm liking the stance. It's definitely something different from what I'm normally used to. And I just wanted to explain to you guys how I came to this final build. So first thing, probably the biggest thing out of the way, let's talk about it. Up here in the front, I have rear Gladiator links. So in the front of the vehicle, there's rear Gladiator links, like I said. So they're really long up front, they're really short in the rear. Because I did this, I did have an issue with the rear drive shaft, because the transmission, it was slightly moved over. So I needed to compensate, so I had some extra pieces, and I was able to make it a little bit longer. Over here at the shocks, the chassis kind of has like a bump right here. I don't know if you can see this little bump right here. So I needed to flip them to make some clearance, which I did. So in the front, the shock's upside down, in the rear, the normal. Wasn't too big of a deal. Got the front steering, got the rear steering. We have the rock buggy lights on. Let me demonstrate, they're really blinding. I can turn off one hand. Let's go back here. So there they are. Look at those lights. Super, super bright. Not as bright in the video, but definitely hurt my eyes when I look at them. It's cool. For the ESC, I needed to remove the interior. I wanted to keep it, but it's a wired jumble mess up here, and the interior needed to go, so I got rid of it. I also needed to cut part of the battery tray. As you can see right there, there's like a little slot in there that I cut out. It was pretty simple, cut out some scissors, and that allowed me to get the ESC to sit in that orientation. Here you can see where all the plugs go in. Another wired mess of all the servos. It's not the best, not ideal, but it is what it is. Here you have the battery on Velcro. Here, I don't know if you can see it, there's the Velcro. That came included with the chassis, which is pretty nice. Put that back in there like that. Overall, it's definitely unique. I've seen a lot of guys doing their Injora chassis like this, kind of slamming them, making them low CG rigs. So this one is low CG, not as low as I'd like, and it looks kind of funky, but we're gonna roll with it for now. And yeah, I've been pretty excited with it. Tested it out on the couch for a little bit over there, did some lines, it was pretty fun. But overall, for 30 bucks, it's definitely super cool. Probably get something more ideal with the wheelbase if I were you, but that's just me. If you're interested in the chassis, it'll be linked in the description. Everything will be linked in the description. So here we are doing one-handed driving on the couch. So here, that extended wheelbase is definitely gonna come in handy. Like that, it'll climb very easily. So I'm gonna come here, turn the wheel, straighten it back out. There we go, get blinded. Alright, so I quit driving with one hand, so I put the camera on a tripod. Let's see, right there. There we go. Alright, so it's day 3, building up this Injora Nylon rock buggy chassis, and I think I'm finally where I want to be with it. So from the last time I showed you guys, I have upgraded the wheels and tires. So these are the Trail King MTs by Low Guy Racing Parts, and these are some, was it 6 slots, 6 holes, 6 spoke Injora wheels, and so I think they add a little bit more to the build. I had previously had the Little Guy Racing Parts L3s and some Mofo deep dish wheels. I don't know, I just think it looks better like this. Hopefully I can kind of maybe drill some holes into the front of that chassis right there to kind of reduce the squat on this buggy, but the big tires definitely did help out with that a little bit, and overall it's pretty clean other than that little wirely mess back there. The lights function great and the steering's working fine. So we'll experiment with this for a little bit and see how it goes. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.